if I saw another day, only to scream into the night. Nothing ever tries to change, even if I want to realize. 'Cause I've been sitting here, same old ways, taking off without the same mistake. Darling, where you going? It won't be as simple for you.
Guys. Welcome, everyone. Before I get into this, what I'm going to say about this game, I want to give a bit of context to this. Now, some of you may not be old enough to remember the guy to my left. Okay, some of you might know it, and shout out to those who let me know in the comments, but some of you guys might not know, might be too young to remember or to know about the guy to my left. Okay, the guy to my left is one of Manchester United's greatest ever players, and certainly one of Manchester United's greatest ever number 7s. Ability, technique, passion, amazing. Ballon d'Or winner. That's the standard that I expect from Manchester United players. Now, you're probably thinking, watch it. RDS, why are you being so serious at the beginning of the season? Why are you, no, we won the game, etc., etc. What I want you to know is just as I get into this match reaction, I want you to have the image of this man to my left and what he achieved for Manchester United Football Club in the back of your brain as we dissect this game. Okay, so I'll see you guys in the comments. Shout out, but just bear that in mind. Okay, just bear that in mind. Right, let me get all this added on. Okay. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Before I get into it, so Jason, the cool kid, there's so much work to be done. Not impressed regards to the win. We need to create more and create rivals and other support when going forward. Yep, I corrected the score. Sorry. Well, at least we got the 3 points. We need to sign out, but the whole team looks terrible. I don't think it's just Casemiro, Mo. What's the point having a keeper that can play from the back when you have zero technical ability in midfield? Interesting, Dodd Wagner. Very interesting. We're going to come back to that. RS3, big up RDS. Is there links to stream? Yes, there will be. There will be towards the end. I'm not going to let this stream go on because it's quite late in the UK. So probably towards the end, I'll put the link out for like the last maybe 10, 15 minutes to have a convo there. But yeah, we're not going to go on for that late. Manny, the midfield is a serious issue. Interesting. Mate, real talk. That was a pen. I'm sorry. We're lucky. Wolves are robbed. Feel on another day. We're losing 4-1 tonight. Interesting. If that was City, Liverpool, Arsenal, they could have easily been like 7 or 8-0. We were so crap. We play like a championship side. Manchester United, So I'm getting a trend from you guys in that a lot of people realize that United were lucky. United weren't that great. We're lucky, etc., etc. And I agree. I'm going to start with the positives first. We need to start with the positive. The positive is that Manchester United won the game. Okay. Oh, by the way, I hope people can notice the lighting is much better now. I fixed the lighting. So that's good. So lighting will be good going forward. Anyway, United, won the game. That's the first positive. Okay. Despite how bad we were, I think Wolves over the two halves were the better side and were lucky not to at least get a point. Wolves were the better side. Okay. But despite that, United still won. Okay? Despite that, despite how bad we were, Manchester United still won the game. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, much like last season, our defense is the reason why we won the game. Onana, Varane, Lisandro, Lindelof, Wan Bissaka, to a certain extent, Shaw, though I have a few questions about Shaw, and even Castman to a certain extent. But it was our defense, specifically Wan Bissaka and Varane. A lot of people saying Wan Bissaka should be being sold, but there's some frauds in this team who need further investigation. But our defense won us the game, and shout out to Raphael Varane, brilliant header, and we get the one goal. And at the end of the day, what I will say is that although Wolves, you could argue, deserved to get something from the game, the reality is that much like United, they missed their chances. Okay, you have to have, okay, and that's been a problem with United. And looking at this game, it might be a problem with United being able to bury your chances. Okay, that is for me. Looking, that's going to be a problem. That is going to be a problem for Manchester United going forward. Because anyway, but we'll get there. I want to stay with the positives. And the positives are that we won the game and our defense was good. Varane, like I said, great, superb, love it. Wan Bissaka, literally just the Wolves had to go down with a few exceptions, and especially towards in when we're getting a bit leggy. Let me get rid of this. When we're starting to get a little bit leggy, they had to go down the left because Shaw was struggling a little bit, but Wan Bissaka had us covered. That's basically the only positive I can take from this game. And also, Onana looks good. Onana made some very key saves. Shows he's a good shot stopper there. Commanded his area. Played out from the back. Looked comfortable on the ball. Yes, okay, fine. I think it'd have been soft. It was a penalty. I don't know what anyone says. He goes for the ball. They both go for the ball. They both miss the ball. For me, it's only a penalty. The way I see it, it's only a penalty if the attacker is like on target to get the ball and the keeper gets it. That's what I think personally. If both players miss the ball and come in the same direction, they don't. And I think that was the correct decision, in my personal opinion. Lucky, it was the correct decision. And I do like how so far, aside from I think one potential handball decision, the refereeing actually this game week has actually been pretty solid. Things have been let go, no over refereeing, no stupid handballs or penalties. The refereeing has actually been pretty good. So shout out to the referees. I'm happy with that. So those are all my positives. Those are all my positives from this debate. Let me just quickly read some comments, because I'm going to read your comments again, and then I'm going to get into the negatives. And there are quite a few negatives, and specifically regarding the midfield and the attack. Abdulrahman Brown says these guys play like a school team. Mega says Ollie Ball with 400 mil, like I always said, RDS. Well, if we keep on playing Mount and Bruno in the midfield with Rush up front, we won't get top 6 and top 4. We'll be very Conference League minimum. There is no balance with Mount, Bruno, and Casemiro. Mount and Bruno left Casemiro exposed. I couldn't believe the amount of times Bruno just ran from midfield. Interesting you say that, Manny, because I've been saying this exact same thing since we signed Mason Mount. In fact, I've been saying it since last season when Eriksen, because as much as people hate Fred, I always thought that Casemiro, Fred, and Bruno was our most balanced midfield. There was balance there. Like, I'm not saying it's great, but it was at least balanced. But Eriksen coming in, but see, the thing is, Eriksen isn't a holding midfielder. He's a number 8 or maybe a winger. He goes up. Casemiro's exposed. We get swamped. Reference point, FA Cup final, etc. Mount comes in. I say the exact same thing. I'm like, the dude is a number 8. Or maybe he can play in the wing. He's not a holding midfielder. But Bruno's not going to track back. He never tracks back. We're going to be overrun in the midfield. We get overrun in the midfield. So none of what I saw today actually surprised me. When you get rid of the kind of the new signing, new season hype, none of what I saw today surprised me at all. It's what I expected. I expected us to get overrun. What surprised me, well, let me read your comments. How is Palestri better than Anthony Sancho was good? It's not that hard. It's really not that hard. Ahmad, I think, is better than Anthony and Sancho, but he's injured. Bro, Tonali, Lavia were available 15 when they just decide, well, everyone wanted Mount. I don't know. He presses. Okay, Fred pressed, and also Fred actually chased the ball. Outside, I don't know. Casemiro is living on reputation as a footballer. Don Ragnar. Onana is solid. That try of Onana Van is all I like at United at this moment. Yeah. I don't disagree. Although like I said, I will big up Wan Bissaka. I always like a defensive. And actually, I think that Wan Bissaka's gotten better going forward. Actually, he's actually improved. So I'm happy with Wan Bissaka at that side. Shout out, he got the assist as well. So I'm happy with him. Aside from that, yeah, Garnacho and Sparks. To be honest, bro, I really wish Manu hadn't got injured. It'd have been great to have seen Casemiro, Manu, and Bruno in that. Hopefully, I don't know, maybe he can do something. But we need to sign a midfield. I'm going to talk that in a second. We overpaid for Mason Mount to just do cardio at Manchester United while wearing number 7 shirt. We have literally bought Mo Farah, aka Mount Farah. We should have, Madison. I think Madison is overrated personally, but I hear your point. Damien says, United got to get Ahmad back to the line. Also, another winger wouldn't hurt to give Anthony. We have Palestri and Ahmad, to be honest. Palestri and Ahmad, I don't think United need another winger, but we do need another striker. Marcus Rashford is not a number 9, and Martial didn't even come on. He was on the bench. Martial didn't come on, which means that Ten Hag is protecting him. Because just think about it. Martial is our number 9. And he didn't come on at all. What's that all about? What's that all about? He didn't come on. So for me, United's priority is we need to. Well, we've signed Højlund, who apparently is not match fit yet. Great. We need to sign another striker, and we need to sign 2 midfielders. For me, that's the priority. We need to. That's it. You should have gotten Lavia. Well, we didn't. We could have gotten guys. We could have gotten Caicedo for 5 million. Remember, we could have gotten Caicedo for 5 million. Manchester United have conceded 23 home shots in the Premier League for the first time since 2005. None of this, like I said, guys. None of this doesn't surprise me. This doesn't surprise me, guys. It doesn't surprise me. You can't play. If we played City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Newcastle, even I'm going to say Chelsea today, we get 7 or 6 pieced. We get 7 or 6 piece, and this comes to the crux of it. Shout out to Chainsaw, a member of 90 months. Big up RDS, lucky win. I said, yo, let me on. I'm gonna post a link in a second, but it's gonna be probably towards the last 10-15 minutes of the show. So just because I don't really want the stream to last like a long time. I've got work in the mornings and it's quite late in the UK. So yeah, I'm probably gonna go. Maybe might go on for maybe another half an hour or something like that maximum, and then for the last 10-15 minutes, I'll get you guys on. When we bring in United form back, United form will be back next Monday. United will be back next Monday. It'll be on Mondays around this time. We'll be back next Monday. So United will be back next Monday. Yeah, you know, the midfield is a problem, guys. The midfield is a problem. And guys, it's what does Mason Mount actually provide for this team? Chelsea fans are loving it. Like, and like, yeah, we've got 60 million for him. He's amazing, and I'm like, I don't get what. Tell me in the chat, like, what is it? Am I missing something? Am I missing something? Like, what is it that Mount actually provides? Like, is it because he presses? Right. Okay, but what else does he do? Is he good on the ball? Is it? I don't know what Mount does. Ericsson, I could kind of see, at least the first 6 months with his pass intrusion, but the guy doesn't have any legs anymore and hasn't looked like he's recovered after his hasn't recovered after his injury. Bruno, terrible game today. It looked like the team was tired. And I shouldn't be saying that, seeing it's the first game of the season. Why does the team look tired? Why do they look tired? And apparently we're playing Everton behind closed doors midweek. Why? So we're playing this game on Monday, then we're playing Everton midweek, and then we're going to play Spurs away. Like, I don't get that. I genuinely don't get that. And to be honest, I don't know how, at least because unless United sign a midfielder like tomorrow morning, I'm worried about going to Spurs because we cannot play Bruno and Mount against Spurs, who aren't that great, but are somewhat competent, more competent, and can probably finish. We can't play that midfield. But I also don't think that we can play Ericsson in that midfield either. So I don't know. And McTominay, what can McTominay do? So I don't, this is actually, I would say, play Fred. Play Fred. But Fred's not here anymore. He was arguably one of our more competent midfielders last season. So I actually don't know how we set up midfield wise, because I'm looking at it, I'm like, Ericsson, it plays with Casemiro, we get exposed. Mount plays to get exposed. McTominay, maybe might not be so bad. Maybe go with McTominay instead. I'm serious. He has legs and he can tackle at least. That's literally all I can think of. I mean, can Lindelof and Martinez get in? I don't know. Or when is Mainu coming back? I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't know. Let's have a look at some comments. I thought Ten Hag would bring back Ajax possession to United. He's thrown his own playbook in the bin for this cardio transition football. Yeah. I mean, I think this all came from like not being able to sign Frankie de Jong. I think if he'd signed, imagine if we had Casemiro and Frankie de Jong with Bruno, different story. Even Casemiro Pogba with Bruno, different story. A fit Pogba anyway. But Casemiro, Mount, and Bruno? I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't like being negative because a lot of people, but they're saying that we want to stop being negative, back the team, do all the rest of it. But I have, and I've said this at the end of last season, I have question marks over this manager. I'm not saying I'm not saying no. I'm just saying that I need to be. I need. What I'm saying is that like I'm waiting to be proved wrong. So I'm waiting for this team to show to give me evidence that I can believe in them. Because last season, City won a treble. Yes, we won a Carabao Cup, but we were outplayed by pretty much every team in the top 9 away from home. Outplayed by Brighton home and away. Newcastle dominated us at Stamford Bridge. City, Liverpool, even freaking Spurs at one point. So I need this team to prove to me that they are not the same team from last year. That they've gotten further. They've improved. And so far, aside from Onana, I've not seen any signing that I can say this is going to improve us. And that includes Amrabat. Højlund, is a risk. Højlund is a risk. If Højlund comes up and G's and is clinical and his hold up place of that, awesome. Shout out. But the fact that he's not match fit, I don't know what that says. And then he's got to get match fit, and then he's got to get into the game and into the team. He's not really trained. So once again, Manchester United's season beginnings has been disrupted compared to say other teams. Newcastle got Tonali in, got the other guy Livermans in, got Barnes in. Boom, preseason doing well. We've literally got Mount and Onana. And Onana, shout out to Onana. Shout out to Onana, man. I'm glad we got him. Good results overall for all the big clubs. Chains, we need to talk about your club as well, by the way. We'll talk about that on the United Forum in the window. We need to talk about how your club is, Ask Ten Hag. Mason Mount has value. I think it was the pun there. Mason Mount has value. Chainsaw again. Mason Mount's average on the ball, but good at trying to recover the ball. Yeah, Fred is better at recovering the ball than Mason. I generally don't see how Mason Mount is better than Fred. Someone needs to check. Aside from pressing, maybe better. I don't see how he's better than Fred, and I don't know what his position is because they both him and Bruno went up the field. Either you tell Bruno to sit in alongside Casemiro, or you don't play Bruno Mount, because I don't know. Team is tired due to. Okay, let me address this because this was, I think, the concerning thing to me about the whole thing. Wolves sacked their manager 5 days before the beginning of the season, and yet looked more organized and more up for it than we did. That's worrying. Wolves sacked their manager 5 days before they got a new manager. He's barely been with the players. You couldn't tell. You'd think Ten Hag, with a preseason, with these players, knowing them, etc., you'd think that we would know what we were doing more than Wolves of this new guy. So the fact that even at times it looked like they outplayed us, well, they did outplay us, they should have gone draw. For me, that's worrying. Because what happens when we face a team like a City, like Liverpool, where they have had a manager that's been there for a while? That's experience and knows their squad. I don't know. Basum will dominate that midfield. Yeah, I know a lot. I'm just trying to think. I mean, aside from bottom 9, 10, maybe, I think almost the top 9, we've got maybe 8 or 9 midfielders that are better than us. And, but for some reason, for reasons that I don't understand, we're repping McTominay and Mount. For reasons that I don't understand. Give Son these chance next week. Yep, of course he will. Of course he will. Of course he will. By Everton midfielder, Manny, we need to get Amrabat over the line soon. We should try and get Onana. Yeah, we need to sign 2 midfielders. I said this as well when people were like, "Oh, Mainu and Amrabat are being uncovered." No, we need to sign 2 because we get injuries and we need to. It's about having balance as well. Amrabat is covered for, I think, it's supposed to be covered for Casemiro. I think. Onana from Everton. Yeah, I guess it could work. We'll see. But Everton will want a fair penny. That's the only thing. If you had to pick one position for Mount, what is it? Mason not good enough for Cam. I don't know what Chainsaw. I don't know what Mason Mount's position is. Chainsaw. I don't know what it is. I don't. Hola, shout out to Christian Man from Austin TV. Hope you're well doing, buddy. RDS. RDS has finally become me, bro. It's not finally. I've had. It's just that I'm not an out or anything like that, or any against him, something like that. It's just that a lot of stuff that happened last season scarred me. And so I'm not like a lot of United fans that are just like, yeah, we're going to see with much enthusiasm. I'm waiting to be proven wrong. So if I'm proven wrong and we get, top 4, compete for trophies, do all these things, win another trophy this season and progress, happy days. I'm happy to be proven wrong. But after being beaten 7-0 at Anfield, even Ollie that didn't happen to him. 6-3 against City, 4-0 Brentford, the disaster against Sevilla, embarrassed in the FA Cup final when they get a treble. There's a lot. There's a lot there for me. There's a lot that needs to be, and I think a lot of United fans have been so very forgiving and that, oh yeah, new season doesn't matter, and just forgotten those things because they've forgotten that Chelsea and Liverpool were also crap last season, and Spurs were crap last season as well. All you need is 2 of those teams to be better, and Chelsea are going to be better this season. Liverpool, I don't know because their signing's a bit off, but we'll see what happens. Make sure you like the vid, guys. Like the video, and subscribe if you're new. Please help. It helps with the channel, and if you consider becoming a member as well. We brought the members hangouts back. I'll be obviously posting some members content as well. Why don't you guys remove Sancho? Sancho was good. Sancho was all right when he came on. Ten Hag got his players and needs to show some improvements from last season challenge for trophies. It's difficult to see whether he's got his players, though. I wouldn't say that completely. DT says, swear that midfield looked like he had 25 million gold shirts all over it. Varane did save us, guys. Raphael Varane did save us in that game. He did. He did. But again, talent, ability on the ball. Like I said, for those who were at the start, let me remove this. Look at the guy to my left. Look at the guy to my left. That's what I expect when it comes to talent and ability. That's the expectation for Manchester United, especially for our number 7. Ten Hag, talent is a big red flag. Why sign counting players when you need to dominate with the fixtures you play? I don't know. I don't know whether it's him, whether it's the board. They couldn't. And ultimately, a lot of this is, guys, is again, does this happen if we have the same ownership? If Qatar, to Jim, I don't know whoever it is, if Qatar come in, are Qatar signing Mount? Really? Are Qatar signing Mason Mount? Really? If Ten Hag is like, no, you can do a top body at Chelsea. I want this particular player. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. But I could be wrong because apparently reports said he rang him and gave him 7. So I don't know. There must be something. There must be something there that I don't see. Regardless of the start of the season, most teams will start slow. It's common. Yeah, of course. But like I said, the worrying thing about this for me is that the problems that I anticipated were going to be problems are there. 2, the fact that the Wolves manager literally just got into a job. And 3, the fact that so many of our rivals look slicker, look better. I watched a Newcastle game, dominated Villa, looked great. City, great. Arsenal, at times sluggish, but looked okay. Brighton looked okay. Liverpool, Chelsea looked like they've improved. Liverpool, unlucky. We'll see. So that's where my concern is. That's where my concern is. Ten Aggro said he wants to turn our team to a transition team, so his talent is based on players who can quickly transition, not play tiki-taka. It's true. And I think it says get Eze from Palace. So yeah, I take that. I actually want Spurs to fumble and Humbos battle so that panics and start like last season and get proper midfielders in. Yeah, I mean, we're usually quite good against Spurs. To be fair, usually against Spurs we're actually quite good. But we do need to we need to get better. Make sure you like the vid, guys. Like the vid, subscribe. I'll be getting the link out for those who want to come on in a second. Here, Jay Jockin, man. Yeah, I mean, you've got the Real Madrid, but to announce my permanent transfer to Real Madrid, you got it on, man. Let's wait. I think if we can somehow get the dub over Spurs at the weekend and beat Forest, then we can at least and hopefully get our transfers in. We can have some momentum going against Arsenal, because Arsenal, the Emirates, for me, is going to be the test. We should be able to beat Forest at home. And Spurs, they don't have any Harry Kane. They're not attacking. We should be able to beat Spurs. I mean, Brentford still wasn't it 2-2, I think? Yeah, it was 2-2. And that was without Ivan Toney. So we should be able to get something from Spurs, although they were away, but still. But I don't know. Shout out to SSB, man. Hope you're doing well. Well, Liverpool aren't really. I'm happy with the win, but I'm still down about last season. Yeah, exactly. Liverpool, I don't. Chains to relax. That's not happening. RDS, the signs were there. Yeah, I know. I had the signs even before that, though. But the thing is that the only reason why I ignored them, I didn't ignore them, but I didn't feel it was so bad, was because of Kobe Mainu. Because when I saw Casemiro, Kobe, and Bruno, I was like, okay, this is balanced. This feels balanced. Kobe for me feels more of a holding midfielder than Mount. So, if Kobe comes, I don't know when Kobe's coming back. If they say Kobe's coming back in 2 weeks, then fine, get Amrabat, and we might be able to make do. If it's gonna be more than that, more than 2 weeks, you need to sign another midfielder, and then you can throw Kobe in, or at least get someone on loan. I don't know. I don't know why loan deals on options. Loan them, option, obligation to buy, whatever. Our players are only played defensive at Spurs and Chelsea due to lack of profiles. Although it's still one game, things will get better, people. We'll see. Nah, Sancho's good. He stands up in the guard. Sancho still hyped and is in the third season doing nothing. He was good when he came. He's better than Anthony. He was good when he came on. He was good when he on. Kuna for Wolves walk from midfield 4 times the second half. Man, though. Yep. The only reason I don't give him man of the match, we'll go to the player ratings in a second. We'll go to the player ratings in a second, because we need to go. I need to go through some of these frauds. But yeah, I wouldn't. If it was a draw, I would have given it to him. But the fact that we won, I'll give it to Varane. I see Mount getting number 7 shirt, very similar to when Maguire was given the captain's number when he was signed. Yep. I agree. There's no such thing as a new manager bounce for guys literally just taking the job 5 days ago. Come on. It would be different if we had Qatar 100%. This is nothing to do with the 10. I mean, you can see what he's trying to do, but he needs more than. Yeah, well, I've said this several times, guys. I'm like, I don't see anything changing until new ownership, and I'll back that. I'm not going to get especially what's going on. I'm not going to get bought into, oh, John Murtaugh's done a madness. He's got rid of this, he's got that, which he hasn't. He's just all we've sold is Tellez and Fred, Alanga, who actually bought against Arsenal. To be fair, he did. He bought against Arsenal. That's it. That's it. KT7, I think United works to get 3 points, and then I bear hug that guy. Yeah, I mean, we were lucky. We were lucky. We genuinely were lucky. We genuinely were lucky. We were lucky. We were lucky. We have Mount Farah, Scott McTominay, Sonny Eriksson at Manchester United. Already, we need a rebuild, bro. Well, see what Chelsea did, guys. See what Chelsea did. Chelsea have basically done a rebuild. Look at what Chelsea did. Why can't we do what Chelsea did? If you're able to offload, if you offload McTominay, if you upload, Maguire, all these dons, you can do that. You can. Manny, see, we came to transfer window with a low budget players. Under Qatar, we would have had signed players like Mount, and we would have probably bought Kane or Osimhen in addition to one. Yeah. Well, Kane would have been difficult because I don't think Levy would have sold to another Premier League rival. Osimhen, maybe we could have done, because if Napoli are like, oh, we're not going to send for 150 mil, why can't we do what Chelsea did? Why can't we do what Chelsea did and say, fine, we'll sign him over and give him a 6 or 7 year contract? Now somehow Chelsea have got a ridiculously good midfield. Smart Doyle, hell. We need to be better, but yeah, I'm happy with the 3 points at the end of the day. Been hearing things are going to get better for 10 years. I need actions, not sentiments. Exactly. Yeah, make sure, exactly. Hit the like button, subscribe to him. Yeah, exactly. Guys, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, smash notification, become a member as well if you want. And also I should promote it. We have merch. We do have merch for this channel. So if you want to buy some RDS merch, links in the description or on the community or in the tab. There is some nice merch. There's some good mugs actually. There's some really, really good mugs. So yeah, make sure you know. Chelsea, yeah, they do. Let's quick go into some player ratings, and then once I've done player ratings, I'll open the link up for the last 10 minutes to just go get your thoughts. That's how I think the format's going to be from now on. I'll give my spiel, player ratings, and then last 10 or so minutes or so, I'm going to get you guys on. We'll get just different people on to have their thoughts. So let's quickly do this. Right, that's a 1. Let's do that. Right. Here we go. Right. So Onana. Onana, I think, and let me know obviously what you thought. Let me know what you guys think. Rating. I'm going to put a man the match tab in the community tab after the stream. Onana, I think I'll give a 7.5. I think that he was 8. Yeah, I'll get 7.5. I think is fair. Okay, solid performance. Shot saved us a few times with good shot stops. Kept the clean sheet. The only reason why I will not give him an 8 is because, like, if it was another referee, it's possible that could have been a penalty. If it was another referee, it's very possible that could have been a penalty. So he's got to be a little bit careful, because he can do that. He can give him the heart thing. But to be honest, there's not that much that Onana did wrong today, aside from that moment. His distribution, brilliant. Shot stopping, brilliant. So yeah, I think if he keeps this up, I think he'll be a good addition to Manchester United personally. So yeah, 7.5 for me. Wan Bissaka for me. Wan Bissaka is an 8. I think Wan Bissaka for me. He obviously got the assist for the goal. For me, he's our starting right back. He's better than Dalot. I actually don't see that much difference between him and Dalot going forward now. Dalot, yes, maybe is better at scoring, maybe goals. He's still better than Wan Bissaka going forward a bit, but I don't think the gap is as wide as it was when under like Ollie or the beginning of Ten Hag. I don't think the gap is there. And defensively, there is no competition. Like I've seen Dallo enough in preseason for him to constantly get bullied by really good fullbacks. Wan Bissaka, generally speaking, not all the time, but generally speaking, has got that covered. And you could see it in the game when for most of the game, Wolves would go down. Wolves were starting to go down the left hand side. So for me, 8 for Wan Bissaka. Varane, I think I'll give Varane again. I'll give Varane an 8.5. That's the highest I'm going to go. 8.5 for Varane. My man of the match personally. Obviously scored the goal. Caught, track back and cover Lisandro Martinez so many times. Still got some legs, man. And really helped us. He really, really did. That's what a leader is at centre back. Something that Maguire was not. But that's what you mean by having a leader at centre back, having that experience. My only worry for Varane is obviously injuries, that he picks up and gets an injury, and Lindelof comes in. And to be fair, Lindelof came on for Martinez, and Lindelof again generally did an okay job. Speaking of Martinez, it's difficult because he only played one half. So it's difficult for me to rate him. So I'll probably say I'll give him a 6, not because I think he was bad, but because he only played one half of football. So I'll give him an average. I'll give him an average 6. Luke Shaw, I'll give a 7. To be honest, I'd say even probably 6.5 to be honest with Shaw, because he was getting bullied down that side, and again, I'm kind of like Luke. There's a part of me that's like Luke Shaw is a much better left-sided centre back, man. If not for Martinez, Luke Shaw goes in that centre back position against Varane. There's an argument to be had that if you're not going to trust Malacia, there's an argument to be had that we should be getting another left back. Because I was disappointed by Luke Shaw. Like the fact that I'm saying that Wan Bissaka was a better fullback today than Luke Shaw is telling. Is telling. Defensively suspect. I won't say suspect, but caught out. And then even going forward, I don't think he was that good today. So yeah, I think 6.5. I think is fine. Actually, no. I'll keep it 7. We won the game, so I'll go with 7. If we lost the game, I wouldn't. So actually, I'll change my mind. I'll say 7 is fine. 7 is fine. Who's next? Casemiro. Casemiro, it's difficult really because our midfield wasn't good, but I thought it was getting swamped. Casemiro, I'll give Casemiro 6.5. And that's not because I thought he was crap, but we were just getting overwhelmed. We were just getting overwhelmed. We were just getting overwhelmed. And I think he started well, but as the game kind of went on, and as they were going from midfield, I just feel like we just lost control. He did get us out of 1 or 2 stick situations, but he just seemed to fade in the second half. So 6.5. Mason Mount. I'll give Mason Mount like a 5. I'll give Mount a 5. I don't know what he did. That's all I can say really. Like I don't know what he did really. He pressed sometimes. Did he create? No. Did he intercept? No. Did he drop back or deep to help Casemiro? No. So I don't know. 5. Bruno. I'll give Bruno not that much better. 5.5. I don't think Bruno had a good game today. And at the end of the day, they got to decide amongst themselves who is actually going to be the one that's going to help Casemiro, because you can't have both Bruno and Mount just being up top and just do nothing. We should have been at the very least been able to try and hold on to the ball, create something, but they were just going for our midfield. And Bruno, you're the captain. So at the very least, you're thinking, okay, right, what did the manager say? What do we need to do? You know, for me, if you're Bruno, you're like, right, okay, Mount, you just go ahead, do what you do. I'll drop back with Casemiro. Let's try and build some sort of stability here, not just bomb off forward. And the thing is, if you're going to go forward, hold on to the ball and at least try and create. But they both did neither. So Bruno was bad, and Mount was bad. Anthony was not that much better, to be honest. I'll keep it a stack. Anthony was not that much better. Anthony, oh, yeah, I'll give him a 5.5. Anthony, man. I don't think Anthony was that good today either. I'm giving a lot of low scores for this one because basically it was our back five that got us the win today, not the front 6, 7, whatever. 6, sorry. So Mount Anthony at 5.5. Like for me, you have to make a case now that Palestri should start. I would have started Ahmad if he was fit, but Ahmad is obviously injured, unfortunately. You could make a very big case now that, I mean, Sancho, when Sancho came on, Sancho was all right. But you could make a case for Palestri. You could really, really, really make a case for Palestri to start. And I actually don't know what we play against Spurs, because we can't play that front three against Spurs, personally. Do you try Sancho? For me, maybe you try. This is what I would do, but maybe you try Sancho as a false 9, Palestri on the right, and Rashford on the left, and see if you can cook. And then if that doesn't work, you can bring Rashford center and put Sancho on the left. That might work. That's what I would try. And then bring Garnacho on as an impact sub. Garnacho, I'll give Garnacho a 6. I'll give Garnacho a 6. You know, he's still a young player, still developing. I actually think that he was actually one of our better attackers, certainly in the first half. In the second half, he kind of faded. He's still a bit raw, but you know, I also think that, like, I feel like he's more of a traditional winger than the others, because he looks to see if there's anyone he can cross to, he can pass to, etc. He does take people on, but he does look for that pass, look for that thing, you know, look to play people in. Whereas Rashford and Anthony, like, they just take shots off. They don't even bother looking sometimes, and it's frustrating, you know. So yeah, I'll give Garnacho a 6. Rashford was non-existent, to be honest, but he's not a number 9. He's not at all. So I don't know, what do I do? 5.5 or 6? What do you do for Rashford? Let's give him a 6. Let's give him 6. Let's give him 6. Let's give him 6. What does King Stash done this time? If he's done something in the chat, let me know, because I can't see. I can't see it. Yeah, I'll give Rashford a 6. It's not his position. He's back in. I'll give Rashford a 6. I will give Rashford a 6. It's still just Jason, the cool kid, says it still just seems we're trying out things when it comes to Sancho, and that's not good enough. Yeah, that's the whole point of preseason. And like I said, that's why it's worrying me. Oh, gifted, that's why. Okay. Thank you so much, King Stash. Appreciate it. Sorry, I can't. The StreamYard comments don't help me see the when someone does that, unfortunately. So I don't have my iPad, so I can't see it. So thank you so much, King Stash. Really appreciate it. You know, claim those membership, guys, because we're posting membership content, and we're doing members hangouts as well as discussing other non-related football stuff. So claim them, man. Claim them, guys. Right. I'm gonna post a link on now. So if anyone wants to come on and have their say, the link is in the chat here. If you want to come on, okay. The link is in the chat. The link is in the chat to have your say. And I'm going to do a slightly different format where you got. I'll put you guys like backstage, but you'll be kind of like I'll be able to hear you basically. So I'll do some. So I'm going to do something like this. I think if this works. Get rid of this.
Yo, big up, man. Can you hear me?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well, RSV, man. I'm doing well, RSV. What's okay? We won the game. We won the game. We won the game.
Yeah,
But
I
what are your
think,
thoughts?
yeah, as you mentioned earlier, I think the only positives to take are we won the game, and also looking at Ten Hag's post-match press conference, he mentioned that we were not composed on the ball. I am glad that he addressed many, many key areas where we have to improve. But yeah, man, that performance was shocking. That was like literally one of our worst performances at Old Trafford under Eric Ten Hag. It kind
Yep.
of resembled how bad we were at the start of last season, and like we kept on losing so many first so many deals, man. Like we kept on losing so many first balls and second balls in their own half. Yeah,
Mm,
in their own half, which led to us being exposed on the counter. And Casemiro, yes, he was a bit leggy, don't get me wrong, but the
mm.
thing is he was isolated. Like of course he
Of
was
course.
gonna have a bad game because Mount and Bruno were not helping him out since they kept on losing so many duels and kept on constantly giving away the ball like that so cheaply, which led to us getting exposed on the counter on many occasions, which was just so frustrating to watch. But
Mm,
I can't believe that Ten Hag was so arrogant thinking that he can handle the transfers and the recruitment on his own, man. Like this is why we need a proper sporting director and a new recruitment team, because all that has to be taken care of by them. Like because even at Ajax, all of his very first signings, as I mentioned earlier a long time ago, I believe
mm,
on the chat in one of your streams, were all flops apart from Sebastian Aller,
mm,
because after all, he worked with Mark Overmars and their recruitment staff, like he can't, like
mm,
Mount is a suspect signing. I'm sorry, man. Like I am not convinced with the Mount signing. Like that midfield is going to get
mm,
overrun because
mm,
I think today Ten Hag felt that Wolves were going to park the bus, but you got to give credit to Gary O'Neill. They actually did press us and they managed to expose us. And like other teams are going to watch that game today and they're going to take notes from watching that game, the way Wolves tactically set up in order to overrun
mm,
us in that midfield, because
mm,
Ten Hag
mm,
did thought that Wolves were gonna set up in a low block, but they didn't, and that which led to us getting exposed so badly in that midfield.
mm. I don't. Ten Hag wasn't. Was he? Yeah, he was in charge last season when we played Wolves. And if I recall, when we played Wolves last season, I don't remember it being easy in Old Trafford either. Yes, they were difficult to break down, but they were fairly good on
We
the counter
dominated them
as
in the
well.
Yeah, we
I think
dominated them in that game. Yeah,
yeah. So I think we don't. I think what was surprising for me in this game was the fact that they actually, especially in the first half, they were pressing us.
yeah,
They were pressing us a lot, and I was thinking, oh wait, hang on a minute, like they're pressing us now. Like so, if they're so there was a lot, At one point, you could see Anana was a little bit rattled sometimes, like who am I going to pass to, what's going on, and I don't know whether there was anyone in the midfield for him to be able to pass the ball to, because it was like,
yeah,
okay, I
because
need to
we
pass
kept
to my. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, because we just kept on cheaply giving away the ball because we weren't scanning the surroundings in order to
Mm,
realize that we were being pressed. We were
mm,
awful, man. Like Bruno and
mm,
Mount were just awful in retaining possession and
mm,
losing so many duels and losing and not winning many first balls and second balls.
mm,
Like it was just so frustrating to watch. Like
mm,
that overall midfield was shocking. And I won't be surprised if we keep on playing like this, we're not going to get top six, let alone top four, man.
no,
Because I cannot believe we got scammed by Chelsea. We literally helped out Chelsea since they just signed Caicedo. Like they completely transformed and elevated their midfield with those new signings.
no. I don't disagree. I don't disagree. I'm just gonna put
Yeah.
you back in the back for a second, RSV. I'll bring on.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna
yeah,
bring on
no
the
problem.
other guy. So I'm just changing the format a little bit. That's how I do
Yeah.
these post match. So I'm gonna bring in Blue Jumper in.
Yo.
Okay. Right, Blue Jumper buddy.
Yeah, you can hear me? You can see
Yeah, I
me?
can hear you, man. We can hear it's all coming through, man. So yeah, so thoughts on the game.
Man, we are Vibes FC. This team is just shit, man. Like, and I saw this one part where Ten Hag had like the notepad, like the pen and pad.
Mm.
Bro, the guy was just doing vibes. Like when you're bringing on Facundo, a guy named Facundo, to win you a game. Like the only thing I'll give him credit though, a little bit of an excuse is that maybe because it's a new manager, he didn't know how to attack the game, right? Not enough time, right? But other than that, man, this weekend at Tottenham, we could get levitated. Like we could get seriously abused because it's just vibes, man. Like no part of play. Like even the center backs, like when they come out with the ball halfway line, it's just a guessing game. I put in the comments that guys follow me on Twitter. By the way, that's my @. I just followed you. I seen that you got the check mark. So everyone go follow the Red Devil Studios X on Twitter. X app, I guess.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Yeah. But go on, yeah.
bro, like there's nothing. There's no. I don't know what Holland's gonna do. Like, how tall is he? Can he hold up the ball? Like, it's just a bunch of just fast players, black players with speed, pace, and power on the wings. You know, when Diallo comes back, I don't know, man. This season, I just want maybe top four in a trophy. I've completely changed my expectations because Wolves are a terrible team. They're gonna be probably fighting against for relegation, and if this is the sort of performance, no pattern of play, just literally like look at our goal. What was our goal? It was just vibes. Like that's like a schoolyard. That's why I put in the chat. We're playing like a school team. It's like recess. So I agree with your player ratings. Onana was shit though. I don't know. He made a couple of mistakes. Yeah, there was one point where he gave the goal kick, or sorry, a corner kick. I had never seen anything. I tweeted that or I X'd that I'd never seen anything like that in my life where he had no like spatial awareness. That could have been a red card too, a penalty late. He barged the guy in the chest, like tried to do
He made a lot of very key saves, especially when because what I would say in defense of Onana is that well, yes, there might have been one or two things. It was his debut at Old Trafford, but more importantly, like United had 25, 26 shots on their goal. Like that is ridiculous. I think they said a stat where we've not had that many shots or attempts since 2005 at Old Trafford. Sorry, obviously away and from home was different, but at Old Trafford. So you got to think like how in the heck are we allowing Wolves
relegation fodder to do that?
Relegation fodder to have 25, 26 attempts at our goal.
Yeah. I put in the chat, you asked, I know you want to get other people on, so I'm going to try to keep it brief. I put in the chat that Mason Mount actually does have value. In today's game, he does offer legs. He does press. That's going to be a value. Going down the season, competing on all fronts, you need guys that are just, going to be about with a little bit of skill. But yeah, man, overall, looking forward to that Tottenham game. A draw is all I'm expecting. Guys, and keep in mind, I just want to say this is my last point.
Yeah, fine.
There's not going to be no possession ball, Ajax, tiki-taka. Okay, these guys were playing like pinball. That's their version of tiki-taka. Just chaos ball, trying things. That's what you got to expect. There's not going to be no Barcelona style. Get that out of your head, guys. Top four in a trophy. That is Manchester United's level. And I don't think top four is going to be easy if Chelsea get their act together and other teams as well. So salute to the chat and see you guys next week after our levitation against Tottenham. Reconstructing.
Yeah, we'll be live for the match reaction against Spurs, so but yes, no, appreciate it. Come on, Blue Jump. Appreciate it, man. Peace out. Let me just quick. I'm gonna get RSV just back in one last time to some just read some comments first. We should have parked the bus and tried to sit on the counter. Would have been more productive there. I don't necessarily think. I think defensively, Wolves were actually really good. So I think if we just did that, I just don't think it would have worked. Defensively, Wolves are good, and also Wolves are pressing us. So had we given them the initiative, yeah, it probably would. It might have just end up in a draw, maybe. Junior Aziz says Ten Hag messed up with his transfers. Pause on Mil. That's crazy. Rashford can't pass the ball. As zero creates input, Højlund will struggle. I mean, what I would say about Rashford is that Rashford does play himself his way into form. So what I want to see from Rashford is the Rashford that went on a 10, was it 11, 12, was it 13 games and he's just scoring every assisting or scoring every other game. So I need that to see that Rashford turn up at some point. If he doesn't turn up after game 5 or 6, then I'll start to get worried. Who is going to create for Højlund? Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. Looking at the creators right now, Garnacho maybe, Palestri, a really, really, really fit and fast Eriksen. That's about it. That's about it. Hey, shout out to Bath Time. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Is it calling? Yes, it's a calling. It's just I'm trying to change the format up a little bit this time, where like we'll just take individual calls in, because I don't want these streams to go unless like it's something major or big, you know, like a big game or some big reaction or something like that. Then it's different. I'll get everyone on camera, etc. But for stuff like this, like 1-0 and simple sort of wins, I'm just kind of keeping a bit more concise. Lemo, you bought a yeah. If we play against Spurs, how we played today, yeah, Spurs will win. Yeah, we do. Like I said, I don't know. And I'm gonna bring let's see, we don't spend 6 months for running around. This is Manchester United. Chelsea stats against Liverpool is quite impressive. They are. Baldwin says, can I come on or two? Yeah, no, you can come on bath time. Come on, we're running live for like five more minutes. But yes, you can come on. The link is in the. I didn't pin it actually. That's that's maybe the reason why people can't see it. But I'll post it again. If you want to come on. In the chat, I'll remind me to post the link at the start and then let people in. So, but yeah, RSV. So I mean, I guess what I'll say is as we round, see bath time, and I'll bring bath time. Actually, yeah. So before I'll end with you RSV. So because I'll take you out and bring bath time in, and just have to see how bath time is say. Yo, bath time, you there?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Chief. What were your thoughts on the United performance?
Well, like, hello, everyone in chat and all that. I think that there were some positives, but mainly negatives surrounding like our second phase midfield play. I think that like Casemiro alongside Garnacho didn't have particularly good games. That we so in the game, like we have like something called a 3-2 rest defense, which is meant to protect us from transitions and allow us to play a high line. In that rest defense, you normally find your left or your right back inverting. Throughout the course of the game, we had Shaw inverting, we had Wan Bissaka inverting, at times we had Bruno and Mason Mount inverting, and it didn't work at all at any point in the game. We mainly conceded our opportunities to Wolves, of which there were like, was it 25?
25, 26, yeah.
Yeah, I think that the vast majority of these were from transitions, because Casemiro, he's a very, very good player. But he is a big pudding. He lacks mobility. He can't cover vertically or horizontally because of a lack of pace. And for everyone that used to go on about how Harry Maguire can't play in a high line, like Harry Maguire, I think, is faster than Casemiro. Like Casemiro was like behind play a lot, and we have to like sort of big up McTominay, who came on and like a combination of him and a pitch invader managed to like stop a shot.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's like Carlos Tevez back again, that afro, like Jairzinho.
Maybe
But-
that was the luck Whitney United needed. Yeah, maybe that was it. So, but there you go. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I mean, we were like I think one of the problems that we have is that we try and force transitions too much, and even when you have the ball, you can actually make transitions. Like, and the way you do it is that the way that like football works, because you look to overload certain areas, and obviously the opposition goalkeeper can't do anything. You normally like overload a wide area or whatever, but what you see teams like Brighton doing in particular is they overload their defence, and they try and call people from the midfield to come in and like support their attacking play, and then you bang it long. Like Ten Hag appears not to care about midfield because he plays Casemiro, who's limited with his mobility, as the only player in the midfield. This 3-1-6 nonsense, and I think that's all right, because we're going to play a lot of teams with high lines this season.
Of course, yeah, of course.
You look at like Aston Villa versus Newcastle. Newcastle didn't create a lot; they won it off a press, and Pau Torres been terrible in a high line. But for me, United, we need second phase players, which is second phase play is basically when you're on the halfway line and you're trying to get all your structures, like your counter press, and you're trying to keep wide in order to create spaces. And I really think that we lack players that can do that. And to be perfectly honest, I'd like to see McTominay come into the team if we're going to do these duels. Like, Wolves were stronger and faster than us in every part of the midfield, and McTominay is our only player that can compete physically. What do you think?
I don't I mean, it's like I told you. It's like, I mean, would you play Casemiro and McTominay, or drop Casemiro and McTominay? So I do feel like Mount and Bruno do go up high too much, and that does leave Casemiro isolated. So I'd play Casemiro and McTominay personally, but I don't know.
I think what I would do is, like, I like Garnacho. He's like pure chaos. Like, his personal life on the pitch, chaos. I think that what I would do is with Rasmus, or whatever it's called, injured. I think I'd play Eriksen at left wing, and I'd put McTominay alongside him, and like, so you'd have like Bruno, Eriksen, McTominay, and Casemiro able to go into that block, because I really think that we need more physicality all over the pitch. I mean, who would? I mean, like, I'm going to assume that you thought that Garnacho had a bit of a stinker tonight, because
like, I mean, it's just, but I'm not going to go in on him because he's a young player. He's always
of course,
like that. So, compared to certain other players. So like I would, I'd say it wasn't his best game. So, but I'm not gonna go in on him basically.
Has he had a good game when he started?
No.
Yeah,
I mean, aside from preseason, but not like official game. No, I think he's a good impact. Well, the reality is that when Højlund comes into this team, he's not going to be starting, is he? It's gonna be Rashford on the left. It's gonna be Højlund in the middle, and then it's gonna be either Anthony or Sancho, maybe Pellistri. Pellistri looked good. I'll say I like Pellistri actually. Pellistri looked nice.
Well, tonight he looked good.
When he came on, I thought he looked good.
I mean, he didn't like beat his man physically. I like Pellistri. I think that like he's an excellent player. But the problem is that we're going man to man too much. Like when you look at like Casemiro when he played for Real Madrid, they played a block system. So it's like 4-4-2 or 4-1-4-1, whatever. And all he has to do is just be a big lump in the middle of the pitch and hold his position. Tonight, he was just a big lump in the middle of the pitch that, for the majority of the game, tried to hold his position. With people like Garnacho and Palestri and stuff like that, then they're too good for loans, but they could have done with one. Like, Garnacho has no idea how to defend. And, like, you know, like Anthony, for example, didn't have the greatest game, used his right foot for once, but he knows how to defend. Like, he was really good defensively tonight. He got let down a lot by Wan Bissaka. Like, in the first half, you'd see, like, you'd see Anthony having to drop much deeper because Wan Bissaka wasn't positioned where he should be. Which is like, I mean, Wan Bissaka, like, you know, he had 2 opportunities to cross the ball tonight, and they were both good crosses. He didn't have a bad game, but obviously if he doesn't,
presumably, but...
yeah, exactly, yeah, great. And to our bloody centre back, Varane, doing more than Rashford, like, but we're trying to win duels too much without players that can. Palestri can't win a duel against Nelson Salido or whatever it's called. Like, Garnacho lost every duel. Sancho didn't win a duel. Like, the only players that won duels were McTominay and Varane.
It'll be interesting to see. Sorry, so I've got a bit of ground from up. I'm just going to get RSV back in, but you're making obviously good points. It will be interesting to see what Amrabat does in this team, because obviously Amrabat is a type of midfielder who is obviously more physical and more aggressive. Amrabat, I would say so. You know, so like at least from what I've seen, anyway. You know,
well, what have you seen?
Well, I saw the Conference League final. Obviously,
right. Where did he play?
He was. Wasn't he? If I recall, wasn't he playing as a 6?
No, he was playing as So what happened in the Conference League final? Which is, I've seen Amrabat play about 7 times with Morocco and with Fiorentina, and in the Conference League final, he did something called La Salida Volpiano, which is it's like a well-known tactic. It's quite old, and what it means is one of your midfielders drops in to make a 3, and your fullbacks become wing backs and provide the width. Like, Amrabat stayed away from the midfield in that game. He didn't go anywhere near anyone. He just shuttled the ball around. And for Morocco, his job was basically to cover Hakimi, who provided their width. Amrabat is what you call a first phase player or a build-up player. He's not second phase. And second phase is what we lack, which is people like on the halfway line who pass the ball sideways. And the reason they pass the ball sideways is for players like, well, it'd be Casemiro now, but in the past it was Scholesy, who used to be able to switch the ball from wing to wing, and that means that you stretch the opposition because they have to cover the whole of the pitch. We don't have anyone who can allow Casemiro to do that.
So, final question about Sebastian Five. Quickly get RSV in. Who would you? Because obviously the transfer is going on. Who would you bring in with the time limit in there to fix basically some of these problems that Manchester United have?
I have absolutely no idea. I don't know who's on the market. I like Anana or whoever that that massive black guy at Everton is.
I think it's Onana. Yeah, I think Onana. Yeah, at Everton.
Imagine him and McTominay. It'd be like Ebony and Ivory. Like, how do you play against like that physicality? I think that he would be a better signing than Amrabat because with Onana, the goalkeeper, we've sorted out our first phase play where teams that press us, you're going to see Rashford get released from long balls. You're going to see Shaw get released from long balls because we're going to overload there. We're going to have 4 versus 3. One of those players is Onana, who has a wonderful range of passing. So I don't think we need a first phase player. I think we need a second phase player. Okay. But that's that's pretty much all I've got to say, mate, innit?
Oh, fair enough. Thanks, Bath Time. Appreciate your input as always. And hopefully see you for the match reaction against Spurs.
Sure, like and subscribe.
Thanking you guys. Peace, 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 peace. Right, Svi, I put you in.
Yeah.
To have the final say. So, final question, I guess, from you, Svi, is like, what midfield do we start against Spurs at the weekend? What do we go? How do we go?
Yeah, ideally, I would love it if we start if we somehow do manage to get Amrabat like before we play Spurs. It definitely should be Casemiro and Amrabat and Bruno. But the previous caller actually made a really good point, man. When it comes to like second phase of build up, I think that's what we are lacking because Andre Onana will help us in the first phase of build up and we don't really have someone who can help us progress the ball further into that final third. And I think that guy Amadou Onana can somewhat help us. He is definitely more technical on the ball, better than Mount, and more offers a lot of physicality in that midfield. If we play him alongside Casemiro, then we are going to become a major problem for teams in the future.
No, I agree. I agree. I mean, like I said, I really want to see more of Mainu, because possibly
same
maybe
here.
Mainu could obviously be that as well, but he's injured. But I can't, Mount and Bruno for me are 10s or at best or at worst wingers. So they did play
Exactly.
Ericsson, etc. Ericsson and they're not holding midfielders. They can't progress. They can't do that. Pogba, Pete Pogba could do it. Pogba could do it, but we didn't obviously get injuries and we got the inconsistency from him. To be honest, I can't think of many Manchester United midfielders in the last 10 years that could do it, aside from potentially Paul Pogba. And that's actually what's actually so sad almost, is that like the most important thing is midfielders, your engine room. And yet, since Fergie left, since Scholes retired, aside from Paul Pogba, I can't think of a single progressive central midfielder that we've had, a second midfielder that we had at all. DMs, okay, sure, Matic, whatever, fine, Carrick, okay.
We had Herrera at one point, kind of working on that.
And even Herrera was still more of a, I wouldn't have put him in the sort of the progressive category, So, but he kind of did it, but that's the thing, and that's what I'm saying. So we only had one in 10 years, or whatever it's very good. We've only had one player, and that's probably been Paul Pogba. And maybe I'm looking at it. Like I said, as I think Bathtime said, if Mainu if Mainu plays, we go into a 4-3-3 with the keeper, who's the four in midfield. Who's the four in the midfield that can play inside? We saw Masako Shooks who tried to play inside, and it wasn't great. That's fair. I don't know. I would have loved us to got Enzo Fernandez.
Yeah, dude.
That would have been nice. That'd been nice,
But yeah, if we play like this against Spurs, man, we're definitely gonna get spanked, bro. Because Spurs are gonna be pressing us so high up the pitch next weekend, man. They actually are going to be causing us a lot of problems. Like we cannot be playing like this against Spurs. But there's a part of me that kind of doesn't want that to happen, because if we do get humbled, then that will serve as a major wake up call for Ten Hag, so that he can be a phoning Amrabat's agent and Onana's agent, and we can facilitate the moves for them instantly.
That's fair. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna round up because it's late. It's midnight now. I've got to go to work tomorrow. Thanks, guys, for tuned in. Really appreciate it. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Follow us on X and smash the notification button. Apologies, there was supposed to be a watch along for this, but I was busy. But there will be a watch along this weekend for the Spurs game. That will actually be on Twitch, and I'll be live for the match reaction after the game as well. Have a nice day, guys, and cheers. Peace.
There you go, man. Peace.